Have you ever met those guys that say women don't even know their power? If they did, they won't want equality with men. Or those sisters who, in a bid to counter the argument, start to say men and women are the same. Whatever a man can do, a woman can do twice. You see, when it comes to the discourse on gender equality, both of them are talking trash because that is not the point. Stay with me. Three terms that have gotten mixed up over time are gender equity, gender equality, and women's empowerment. Gender equity is the process of being fair to both men and women. Gender equity leads to gender equality. Now, gender equality requires equal enjoyment by men and women of socially valued goods, opportunities, resources, and rewards. Therefore, a critical aspect of gender equality is the empowerment of women. Gender equality does not mean that men and women become the same. It just means that access to opportunities is neither dependent nor constrained by their sex. So while we're at it, let's look at some myths about gender equality. Myth 1. Women choose to work less than men. No, honey. Women shoulder a greater burden of unpaid work and have fewer paid work opportunities. In fact, most often women work more than men, but the issue is that their kind of work is unpaid because, for example, raising the children, taking care of the elderly does not provide a paycheck. Myth 2. Gender equality needs just women. No. Gender equality cannot happen without men. Men need to be equal participants in the redistribution of power between genders. Myth 3. Gender equality is not a problem in developed countries. No. Gender equality remains high around the world. Even in the US, according to Women Deliver statistics, there is only 66 women to every 100 men in managerial and leadership positions. Myth 4. Inequality ends as women's income increases. Truth is, evidence shows that it is not merely an increase in the income of a woman that gives her economic empowerment, but rather her control over that income. Myth 5. Investing in women doesn't pay off. Hello. Closing gender gaps will lead to an increase in global GDP. Myth 6. Family-friendly, gender-responsive policies are not worth the investment. Truth is, companies that invest in family-friendly, gender-responsive policies have found high returns on their investments. High returns like reduced absenteeism and increased productivity. Myth 7. Women's groups are not necessary for economic development. They just end up creating women's cults. Truth is, women's groups, including cooperatives, collectives, farmers groups, business associations, etc., are usually the only path to sustainable economic development for women. Other myths like women will oppress men if they get equality, it's a man's world, or women can't be trusted with money did not make the cut here because they are unintelligent, unempirical, and not worth the argument. Dear Nigerian man and woman, gender equality is not making a fuss about women's needs or spreading the word women in everyone's face. Gender equality is about ensuring that the perspectives and needs of both men and women are taken into account. While it is true that women have been and continue to be left out, gender equality is more about understanding the local gender dynamics than it is about focusing on women. I hope this video has enlightened you on gender equality. Don't spread myth, go spread truth. If you stayed till this point, then you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.